Hello, guys. Hello. Hi. Oh, let me grab my laptop. Hello. Okay, guys. I spent the day literally getting, the background's cool, right? I know. We're cool. For viewers on TikTok, we are live over on YouTube as well. So if you want to see the pictures that I'm putting up and things like that, you can head over to YouTube. The link is in my link tree in my bio. It should take you right to the video. There's a one that says live YouTube video. So yeah, head on over to YouTube if you want to see the pictures and things I'm putting up while we talk about this. So anyways, I have today gone through so many cases and I found a lot of them. So what's super interesting to me is the psychopathy. So what that is psychopaths and what that looks like and who they are and why they are and what they do and how they think and how they act and all of the above. And so I found cases specifically that have psychopaths that are so chilling. And I'm not going to get into every single little detail of these cases because I can't. They're just psychopaths are psychopaths and they do a lot of bad things. But we're going to go over the main points of them tonight. So I think I have 5 or 6 of them, but we're going to start with one and then a few, we'll keep going. So it'll be great. So first we're going to literally start with, what is a psychopath, obviously, and how does that differ from a sociopath, which they're very, very similar. Honestly, they're not much different as far as how they act, how they think, kind of, yeah, they're just not. So when we look at serial unalivers and we look at psychopathy, they kind of go hand in hand because in order to do what serial unalivers do, they have to have some level of sociopath inside of them. Just pure fact of what they are, right? How they do things, all of those things. If you guys want to see the pictures and stuff that I'm putting up, please go over to YouTube. The link is in my link tree in my bio. Hey, Amber. So let's just start with definitions. What is psychopathy? Psychopathy is a personality disorder that is characterized by a persistent pattern of antisocial behavior, a lack of empathy and remorse, impulsive, thrill-seeking behavior. People with psychopathy are also described as having a lack of a conscience, and they may enrage in violent or aggressive behavior without feeling any guilt or remorse. Hello. So what does that mean, right? That's the definition, but what does that mean? That means that these people can do really, really bad things and not feel sorry for them. They don't feel sorry at all. They don't think about it. They don't see people as other people. They see them as objects. A person to them is the same as a cup. Okay? Same as a cup. Same as a shirt. Same, the feelings that they do feel when they do feel them are not the same as ours. And if they do feel those feelings, it's mainly for themselves, right? So if they're feeling bad, it's for themselves, or if they're feeling upset, it's for them. It has to do with themselves, not with other people. Okay, that's like main point. They don't feel bad. They can go and unalive somebody, and what they're going to think about after is, how will that affect me? Will I get caught? Will I go to jail? Will I? They don't think about, like, I just took a person's life. Nope. Not even a thought in their brain. And what's very interesting about these serial unalivers too, and people that have psychopathy and are psychopaths. So I do want to make the distinction. Not everybody that is a psychopath is a serial unaliver. It's just like not how that's not how it works. But a lot of them, people that are psychopaths, have these tendencies and these feelings inside of them. And it just kind of depends on what level of psychopathy you have. We're just talking about psychopaths and psychopathy, like, in general. I'm going to a Valentine's dance and I'm shy to go. Any advice? Oh, I was the worst at dances. I was very shy as well. Stick with somebody you know. That's like my best advice. Do you have a podcast? I'm actually live on YouTube right now. And so I will be doing some type. It keeps like doing that to me. I will be starting a podcast, but yes, Notre Dame. Actually, this is my cousin's, like, he gave this to me when I was 10 years old and I slept over at his house. And he's just like a special cousin to me. So I just still have it. And it's like one of those sweatshirts that you'll like always have. And it's cold in here. So yeah. But yeah, so we're live on YouTube. Link is in the bio. If you want to see like the pictures and stuff that I put up when we were talking about like the case that we're going to talk about. I just wanted to talk a little bit, about psychopathy and like what that is, what that looks like, because every case that I have to bring forward right now has to do with a psychopath, and kind of a look into more, it doesn't necessarily focus more on like the case itself, but the person that commits the crime and like how they're acting and who they are and like what they're doing, right? So that's kind of what we're going to look at today. And so they don't think like us. And also one of the weird things that you're going to see, and I'll point out in the cases as well, is when they are talking, right? And they're asking questions, like police will ask them questions of like, do you feel bad? Like, why did you do that? And they'll just be like, 'cause I wanted to, or that doesn't matter, right? They'll say like, well, what do you think about the family? Like, right, you left and he's like, I'm not sure why that matters. Like, they're very black and white. They're very like literal, and they don't know how to address you. Like, you're speaking a totally different language. To them, the person is not a person. They're an object. They were alive and now they're not. And he is alive, and that's it. Like, that's to them, like, that's how their brain works. Like, I wanted to do it, so I did it. Like, there is no remorse. There is no thinking about it. There is no looking at this person as a person. It's just not. They're not looking at these people as people. They don't care. They wanted to get this, like, satisfaction. They wanted to get this feeling, right? Because that is the only time that a psychopath will get a feeling, is when they are committing the crime or they're recounting the crime. This is why the person doesn't really matter to a psychopath or a serial unaliver. It's like the individual person, it's the type, right? So they'll talk about victimology. What is the type of person that they're going to go for? And then after that, this is also why they'll sometimes revisit where they put the bodies and things like that. Like, they'll revisit them because to them it's like a thrill. So this is also why they tend to, when they're caught, they tend to just spill the beans, because they want to tell police about what they did. They want to tell somebody about what they did, and they get kind of animated and excited when they do it, because it's exciting to them. And they're so happy to be able to tell somebody about it and recount it. And it's like they get pleasure out of it. And this is the only thing that they get pleasure out of, right? They're not getting pleasure out of, like, they don't love, right? And so this first case that we're going to talk about is kind of a prime example of this, and it's a bad one, but we're not going to go into like the nitty-gritty details of it because it is a really bad one. We're just going to kind of talk about the psychopathy of it. Do you think they think about stuck in jail like BK is experiencing now? So here's the thing. Let's go off of, like, he is a true psychopath. He has psychopathy and he is sitting there. He's not thinking about them. What he would be thinking about and recounting is what he did to them. So to me, like, so they kind of sometimes have a hard time keeping it to themselves. And oftentimes serial unalivers are not very good at covering up evidence. To cover up evidence is to think about the evidence. Does that make sense? They're doing this because they want to, and like they're just doing it. So they'll do what they think they need to do. And for some reason, covering up evidence doesn't really happen a lot of the time. And this could have been a reason why BK left the sheath. He was so enthralled with what he was doing that he didn't think about the sheath slipped his mind. And that is definitely something that can happen with somebody who has a true psychopath and has psychopathy. So yeah. What he did wrong, basically. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't see. Here's the thing about psychopaths. They don't think that what they did is wrong. In their moral standard and their moral compass, like, they know that what they did is against the law, but to them, it's not wrong. Does that make sense? To them, it's not something that they did wrong. They know that it's wrong, but if you ask them, do you regret it? Like, they'll say no, and they'll be like, did you do something wrong? And they'll be like, no. And they'll be like, do you know that you did something wrong, though? So do you think you did something wrong, and do you know you did something wrong are two different things to them, right? To us, it's not two different things. Thinking we did something wrong and knowing we did something wrong is, to us normal humans, very similar ideas, right? We'll probably say yes. So to them, do they think they did something wrong is going to be a no. And do you know you did something wrong is going to be a yes. Because they know logically, like, these people are very, 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 very smart. This is somebody, like, these are people at levels of very, very, very high intelligence. They just are. And they think that they can outsmart police, but a lot of time that they think that they can outsmart police, they don't, because of the mistakes that they make when they're so enthralled, especially on their first unaliving, because this is probably at their first unaliving is probably their first time ever feeling anything. Doesn't that sound weird, right? To say, like, their whole life, they've never felt a feeling. They've never felt a feeling until they do something like this. I don't think that so here's the thing is, like, I don't think that he thinks about what he did wrong as far as, like, evidence wise. I think if this is the case with him, like, he once they're caught, they can't, once they're caught, they kind of know, like, they're not going to get out. They know that. Like, logically know that. it's so hard to describe, but I think that it'll become more clear once we go through this. Right, like their thinking patterns and their feeling, like they don't feel love. You are the same to them as like a literal piece of paper that you would rip. And you would throw it in the garbage and you wouldn't think about again for the rest of your life. That is what you are to them. And it's horrible, but that's what it is. That's what psychopathy is. So, no empathy. Literally not an ounce. But they can feel sorry for themselves. So when you listen to them talking like in like interrogation videos and stuff like that, when they're upset, they're saying, my whole life is gone. I'm going to be in jail for the rest of my life. So, yes, they are born with this. They actually have a problem with their frontal cortex, which is like impulse control, and many other parts of their brain, but that is like the main one that allows them to do these impulsive things. So here's the thing about the mimicking the empathy, right? They can mimic empathy, but it's very noticeable to the people that actually feel empathy that person in front of them is not actually feeling empathy. Does that make sense? They can sit there and cry and it's like they'll try and they'll practice, but people that feel real empathy know that is not empathy. You can see it. We're actually not talking about Koberger. We're actually just talking about psychopathy and psychopaths in general. Somebody just asked me a question about him, so I answered in the best way that I could, because I don't know if he is an actual psychopath. I don't know if this is how he is. So I'm not going to make that assumption, but I said if he is one, this is what it would be like. So I don't know if he's actually one. That is not something that like I know. Yeah, so those tears are going to be fake. And then the emotion that does come is going to be very self-centered. It's going to be all self-centered here. Like, it's going to be like, if they're upset, it's going to, my poor situation, right? I can't believe I'm going to go to jail forever because I unalived someone and my life is ruined. Nothing to do with like the person that they hurt. Yeah. It's horrible and it's hard and it's sad. So psychopathy and sociopaths, they're like interchangeable. And that goes hand in hand with the interchangeableness of serial unalivers. So most serial unalivers have both. So there are two terms, psychopath and sociopath, that are often interchangeable, and they describe individuals who display a lack of empathy and engage in antisocial behavior. However, there are some differences between the two concepts. So a psychopath is described as someone who with antisocial personality disorder, and this condition is characterized by a persistent pattern of disregard for the rights of others and a lack of empathy. The diagnosis of antisocial personality disorder is made by mental health professionals, and it's based on a criteria outlined in the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM-5. And on the other hand, psychopathy is more specific concept that is often used interchangeably with sociopathy. Psychopathy is a personality disorder that is characterized by persistent patterns of antisocial behavior and lack of empathy and remorse and impulse thrill-seeking behavior. People with psychopathy are often described as lacking a conscience, and they may engage in violent and aggressive behavior. So somebody who is a sociopath doesn't necessarily have the that thrill-seeking, impulsive, violent, aggressive kind of lack of remorse type behavior. So you can be a sociopath and totally live in a society, and people will just think, yeah. Yeah. So actually, sociopathy is a person with antisocial personality disorder, and psychopathy is a personality disorder. Does that make sense? So to being a sociopath, you have antisocial personality disorder. Being a psychopath is its own thing. So, yeah. Psychopathy is a personality disorder. Is a personality disorder that is characterized by a persistent pattern. Yeah, it's coming right from the books itself. I also want to point out that the antisocial part isn't what most associate with one. Okay, I mean, like, I did the research. That's what it says. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So, fine. If they did a psych eval, we might. So, yeah. So basically, it's the lack of, empathy, antisocial behavior in both. Like I said, not every psychopath or sociopath is goes to unaliving people. It's not what I'm saying here at all. But there is, so it's kind of like here or there. So not everybody that is psychopath or sociopath unalives people, but if you're a serial unaliver, you most likely have, or you do have one of these, and most time it's psychopath. So as in when someone said antisocial, they think they don't like to be around people, etc. No, that is not the same. They should have like a different word for it, because it's definitely not the same situation as like these people. Thank you for the gift. Thank you. Okay. So now we're going to get into talking about, so just so you guys know, I am live over on YouTube. The link is in my link tree in my bio. And so if you want to see like the pictures and stuff that I'm putting up, that will be on YouTube. So if you want to come over there, give me a follow, that'd be great. Yeah. Like, I'm definitely not, like, these people are very specific people. Hi. There is very specific criteria that they have to meet. Yeah. The Chinese spy balloon. I don't know what the heck that was. As far as I heard, it's a very normal occurrence. We just haven't heard anything about it before. This is just the first one that we saw, but like, what do I know? I know nothing about Chinese balloons, so that's probably not a good topic for me to talk about. So that's a great question, the narcissistic disorder. So that's going to be, you know what? I know that I have it somewhere here in my notes, but let me just go back and look really quickly to see if I can find it. because I do know what I put it here in my notes earlier. I didn't spend much time on the narcissistic part of it, only because it's kind of not relevant to what I was going to talk about, if that makes sense. Like, yes, these people, like, if they're very narcissistic, like, they have that trait, but like, shut up, Kay. You did not. How much? They might use the balloon for that. There's not really much that we can do about it at this point. It's very, like, politicky, and I don't want to, like, get into any politics. Like, I just want to talk about serial unalivers and psychopaths and sociopaths. I feel like that's less of a controversial situation than anything else. Hold on. Let's see. I'll leave right away. Yeah, no, I'm all set. Like, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about psychopaths because that's $25. Shut up. Okay, you have to message me right away, right now, and you have to tell me all of the details. Like, literally, please. I have a master's in forensic psych. Awesome. Cool. Trying to get the answer for us about the narcissists. Okay. Psychopathy and narcissism are two distinct personality disorders that are characterized by different patterns of behavior and thought. Although they may share some similarities, they have important differences that set them apart. Psychopathy is a personality disorder that is characterized by a lack of empathy, guilt, remorse, tendency towards impulse, and antisocial behavior. Psychopaths are often described as being charming and charismatic, but they may also be manipulative, callous, and violent. Narcissism, on the other hand, is a personality disorder characterized by grandiosity, an excessive need for admiration, and a lack of empathy. Narcissists have an inflated sense of self-importance and are often preoccupied with fantasies of power, success, and attractiveness. They may also be overly sensitive to criticism and feel entitled to special treatment. And while both psychopaths and narcissists may have a tendency towards manipulation and lack of empathy, psychopathy is primarily characterized by impulsive and antisocial behavior, while narcissism is primarily characterized by grandiosity and a need for admiration. So let's take, like, Bundy, for example, right? Bundy would be somebody who was a psychopath, but also a narcissist, right? So that's why you don't see that, like, most of them are not like Bundy. Most of them are not, like, while they're charming and, like, they use this weird charm that they have, they're not these, like, people that are seeking grandiosity. I know I'm saying it wrong. I know that I'm saying that word wrong. It just cannot come out the way that I hear it when other people say it out of my mouth. So I need the phonetics for it. And they have a need for admiration. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. They can have both. Absolutely. Yeah. And so you're just seeing, like, different parts of the personality. with that. But like, let's take Dahmer, for example. Like, Dahmer is somebody who was like just a psychopath. Like, you didn't see him like out trying, you know, talking to people, again, like being out and like being very like boisterous or charismatic. He was charismatic in his own like psychopath way, but not like outwardly like a Bundy was, right? Just very different. It's called a bad combination. Yeah, it's definitely a bad combination. So, yeah. Okay, so let's get into our case because it's pretty crazy, and I think that this will like I think when we talk about them, it will be very clear as to them, because we can talk about somebody like this all day, but it doesn't really hit us, right? Like, it didn't really hit me. Again, we're live on YouTube. If you want to see like the stuff that I'm going to put up on the screen, please go over to YouTube. The link is in my bio. Give me a subscribe. That would be great. And I'm going to start putting up videos and not just doing lives up there. So I'm going to try and do kind of videos on all of this fascinating stuff so you guys can see that. And I'm going to try and keep them really short so that it's like beep, 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 beep. And you guys can just get the information there. Probably going to do it more in like a podcast style, but a podcast with video, because I love to watch podcasts with video. They keep my attention longer. And I feel like I can either put it on my TV and watch it, or I can have it on my phone and listen to it in my ear and kind of walk around, and I can do both. I think I need to change my locks. Yeah, for sure. Definitely do that. Yeah, like I like a video because I'm a very visual learner. So yeah. Yay, thank you guys. I'm so excited. I think YouTube is just a better fit for me for now, so that's why I'm kind of like venturing over there. I'm still going to be on TikTok, but YouTube is where I'm going to try and be. So if I'm looking up here for like a lot of the time going forward, that's because I'm looking at YouTube. So yes. Welcome, American Girl. Thank you for coming, everybody. Shirley, Heather, Kay, message me, Kay, because that's fucking awesome. I can't wait. I'm doing it tonight. I swear to God, I'm doing it tonight. I'm so happy you guys are here. Very excited. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so this case was the first one that I saw, and it was freaking crazy. I'm here for the photos, Catley said. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to talk about Kevin Davis. This is Kevin Davis. He is 18 years old, or he was 18 years old at the time. Hello, Bridget. I saw you sent me the video. I'm going to look at it as soon as I'm done with this, but I promise it's probably going to be great. So if you guys want to head over to YouTube, this is where you're going to see like the pictures and all of that stuff of these people. Link in my bio. Come on over. Come on over. Okay. So again, this is Kevin Davis. And on March 26th, somebody said, oh, I actually like this better. Yeah. It's cool, right? I can do cool things on my lives when I'm over here. On March 26, 2014, at 18 years old, Kevin Davis is arrested on suspicion of unaliving and SA on his mother. I know. So remember we talked about how they don't see us as people? They don't even see their moms as people or their other family members. Yeah. I haven't been on long, Haley. I just got here. We're over on YouTube, link in bio, and I've got all my, my stuff going. And I have pictures and all the stuff. Yes, his mother. So this is what I want to tell you guys about psychopaths. They do not think, act, feel nothing like us. Zero. Okay? It is disgusting. It is disgusting to us who has feelings and emotions and morals and values and all of those things. Super disgusting. But, okay. So, we're going to jump we're going to be kind of jumping a little bit, but not too much. So just stay with me. So on that day, he knocked on a lady's door. Okay, so knock, knock, knock at the door. And he asked her if he could use her phone to call 911. You might be asking, Gianna, what did he tell this lady why he needed to call 911? He told her it was because that he just unalived someone. And he needed to call the police. This is a solved case. This is a very solved case. He actually kind of like turned himself in. So I'm starting with like him. So what we're doing is like, so I know this is like, we're starting to where like he gets caught or they turn themselves in. And then we're going back to what happened, right? And then working through the case from the beginning. So we're kind of starting at the end and then the beginning. Does that make sense? So yeah. So he knocks on her door after he unalives his mom and SAs her body. He leaves a note that says, "Chase me," in her room. And then he left another note for his sister. And we'll talk about what that note says after. I don't know what's going on with Tyler Doyle's case. All I know is I don't know if he's been found. I don't know anything like that, but I do want to speak on that for 1 second. As far as we know, and from what his family has said, he went missing in a very tragic boating accident while he was hunting. He has a baby on the way. His fiance is 30 weeks pregnant, and they just suffered a great loss, probably, of him. I mean, at this point, I think that's they're looking for a body. Oh, he was found. Not alive. Was he found alive? No way. He survived 11 days out there. No, not from Texas. He was from South Carolina, North Carolina, South Carolina. He went boat out. And so no matter what, he was found. All right, guys, you guys are going to make me look. Yeah, people have been saying it's a scam. South Carolina. But I was on a live last night. They spoke to his brother. I mean, I don't know what kind of scam are they pulling. You know what from what I understand, they didn't ask for any money. No, I don't see anything about him being found. So he has not been found. Bottom line, yeah, I mean, here's the thing, okay? I am going to choose to believe and to know what his family says. That's how I'm gonna go off of it. Straight from the horse's mouth. I heard it from his brother. And if that is something that's happening, like, shame on them, but like, I don't think that that's what's happening. His poor fiance, wife, whatever, has a baby on the way. And that money is nothing compared to what having her dad would be for her, for that little girl. So whether it's $5, $30,000, $100,000, if it goes to that baby, I don't give a shit. So I don't know. That's how I feel about it. I think that it's, you know, there's not a conspiracy in anything or in everything. And if it is, like, say it was a scam, I don't think that it is at all, then that money should be going to that baby. And that is how I feel about it. And, you know, from what his brother said, they've tried to pay the people that are coming to help find him. They've been trying to, like, pay them for their time from leaving work, for food, for travel, and people won't take the money. I don't think he would lie about that because it can be confirmed from others that that's, like, not what happened, that came to look for him. You know what I mean? I just don't think that, it just doesn't make sense. So, yeah. All right. That's how I feel about the Tyler Doyle case. All right, so, excuse me. Back to Kevin. Our boy Kevin. It's, okay, so we'll start over a little bit. So March 26, 2014, 18-year-old Kevin Davis is arrested on suspicion of unaliving and SAing his mother's corpse. On that day, he knocked on a lady's door and said, "Can I call 911? Can I use your phone to call 911? And he said, because I just unalived somebody and I need to call the police. And so the lady called 911 and said, there's this guy here. He just showed up at my door and asked to use my phone. He's saying that he unalived somebody. The 911 operator said, can I talk to him? And he got on the phone and he said 2014. And he said, I just unalived somebody. Here's the address. And so the police went out to the address. The police officers went out to the address that he was calling from to go and pick him up. And it was true. Again, guys, we're live over on YouTube, link in bio, so you can see, like, all the pictures and stuff that I'm putting up. So they brought him to the station to ask him some questions, and the following accounts are of his accounts of what happened. He essayed the mom after unaliving her, not before. Yeah, it's sick, it's twisted. This is why I'm not going too deep into this case. So Detective Torres and Garcia are the ones that are interviewing him, and he asks them, have you been to her house? Like, have you been to the house yet? And they told him, yes, we have been to the house, but we want to hear your side of the story. So this is what happened, according to him. And this is, remember, this is a psychopath, so you have to remember that a lot of the things that I'm going to say are not going to make sense to you. Okay? Just keep that in mind. They're not going to be logical and make sense to us. So he asked his mom for permission to die, to unalive himself. He said when they asked him why, he said that he didn't like living. He's bored here. He doesn't like people. So he started to write a unaliving himself note. And he called it a life resignation letter, or notice, sorry. It starts with, sorry for the bathroom mess. Good luck recovering from the shock. Now, he's writing this to his mother, okay? He told her, sorry for the mess in the bathroom. Good luck getting over the shock of finding me. What? Insane. Like, that's how you can tell, like, what he was thinking about is, like, not how badly his mom is going to be sad or that he's gonna miss his family or blah, 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 blah. What he thought about was the mess in the bathroom that he was gonna leave and the shock that she was going to get from what he did to himself there. Insane. So, but here's the thing. In the middle of writing this letter, he decides, actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to unalive myself. I'm going to fulfill my fantasy. I don't want to die without feeling anything. I don't want to die without feeling enjoyment and pleasure at least one time in my life. So he switches it up and he turns over the piece of paper and he starts to write something else. So he is sitting there writing this plan, and this is a plan to unalive his sister and his mother. On the back of his unalive himself note, he decided not to do that and to unalive his mom and his sister. And now this is what he's writing. That he was going to unalive his mom with a garrote. This is like you put like a pen tied around some string. You put it around here, and you use the hard part as like the long hard part as like to turn it to make it tighter. And then he was going to go over to his sister's apartment and he was going to unalive her. He didn't specify how, like he did his mother. And then he was going to leave for a Greyhound bus immediately. Okay. That was the plan. This shows like organization and planning, premeditation. Like this is definitely something that he was going to do no matter what. It was like inevitable. So he said too, one of the things that he said was that like the police asked him like, do you think your family knew? And he was like, of course they knew. They just didn't want to believe it. Like they didn't want to believe that their family member could be, so dysfunctional family or warning signs of him previously. Yeah, so there definitely was them. He said that there definitely was, and that his mom definitely saw it, and we actually know that his mom saw it. And I'll get into that in 1 second. So he says that he's a bit of a sherbert. I don't know if I can say the other word, so I'm going to say sherbert, but with a P. And that's why he wanted to unalive them. Remember, this is his mother and his sister. Okay. He had a cat. They had a cat. It was a gray cat. But I don't know what word to use. Kind of what he would have done with the garrote to his mother, the cat, and then put it underwater. I don't know if I can say that word. He frowned it. And he smut it open. He said, quote, I unalived that stupid cat because I was bored one day. Sorry. That's what he told his mom. Not in the right mind. Okay. Yeah. It's practice, but it's also like, remember we talked about that impulse control, that frontal cortex that they don't is smaller than the rest of us, and that's where we get our impulse control. That's where that comes from. He says that there were signs, but his family looked past them, like, of course, because he was their family. And that he has had this thought about unaliving them since he was a preteen. His mom and his sister, since he was a preteen. So the mom did know. Yeah, the mom knew this. I don't know if she knew, like, the extent of it, but I think she knew that, like, he was different. She didn't know that he had this plan, obviously. I don't think she knew that. But she just knew that he was different. There was something different about him, and he didn't care about her, like, you know, like, things like that. But I don't think she knew to the extent of this. So the thing about him was, or actually they asked him, like, did you ever seek help? And he was like, I never went to go seek help. I never went to a therapist. I never went to go, like, you know, do that. He said, I just accepted. I just accepted that it was a part of me, and I wasn't ashamed. Again, psychopaths don't feel ashamed. Like, with a P. Somebody who likes, I don't know. I'll put it in the chat. Hold on. Yeah. Paisley. Leslie, please do that. Yeah. So they don't feel remorse. They don't feel embarrassed. They don't feel ashamed. Yeah. So he was a loner. Obviously, he couldn't have so it's not that he didn't want to have so it's not that he wanted to have interpersonal relationships and couldn't. He didn't want them, and people didn't want to have them with him, at all either. He didn't know how. They didn't know how. There was no, friendships going on here. None. He didn't even know how to, talk to anybody. Are these discs? So, the only people he had in his life were his mom and his sister. So think about that. The closest two people to him, the only people he had, he fantasized about unaliving. Kevin Davis. We're talking about Kevin Davis. That's it. That's not, we don't do that. Normally, the people that we're closest to, are the last people that we want to hurt. But he didn't love. He didn't feel love. He didn't feel compassion. He didn't feel empathy. So are these disorders hereditary? No. As far as I know, they are not. But the mental illness part of them is. So I could be wrong on that, though. As far as I've read, they're not. So, and then the other thing too is that nobody really fully understands them, right? We can dissect a brain, but we can't unless it's working and attached to somebody, you can't really they're physically different. There might be, so from what I'm seeing, there may be a hereditary component to it. But there's a lot of other factors that go into it as well. So environment, developmental factors, trauma, genes, the actual, Mavro said, the physicality of the brain. It's not a determining factor. So let's say BTK's daughter, he was psychopath, but she's not. And her dad was one of the most prolific serial unalivers ever. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's the same thing with, narcissistic personality disorder as well. There's many different factors to it. And many different, chemical levels in the brain and the makeup and, all of these things that happen. And this is why not all psychopaths are serial unalivers as well. Yeah, so generational demons, yes. So if there is somebody who is a psychopath, being abused as a child is not helping, right? Like, not having a support system. But like, here's why I say that I'm not sure about BK is because his environmental factors and his like nature, or his, sorry, not nature, his nurture factors are very different from somebody that is, say, like Dahmer or BTK or even Bundy. Like, all of these people, like, they had this like horrible childhood trauma that, like, from what I understand, which is might not be true, but from what I know, it hasn't been said about his family. But again, people might not say that about my factor. By my family. Why? A trigger warning. For what? I mean, the title says we're talking about psychopathy, so it is a very weird personality. Yes. So so psychopathy is more I believe is more more common in men. Jesus. Okay. Well, yeah. So it is more common in men it's more commonly diagnosed in men than in women. More serial unalivers are men than women. That's just fact. And in the women, it's different in women. Their crimes are different. Yeah. So does it get worse with age? So no, the thoughts are just the thoughts. And so what gets worse with age is that impulse control. So, and then the factors of like, let's put it this way. When you're a kid, you're very surrounded, right? Inherently by people that are watching you. You're under a microscope, more of a microscope than when you are an adult and you go off on your own and there isn't somebody like knowing your whereabouts all the time, every time. And so that's why like we see it more when they get like a little bit older, is because they have more freedom to do so. Yeah. And so, like, when women, so, like, serial unalivers who are women, which are not a lot of them, there is a few, but, like, not a ton. It's more about, it's just this weird, like, they mainly hurt, like, little, like, children or, innocent people. That's, like, more of their type than their looks. So like the men serial unalivers or psychopaths will go after more of like a type, brown eyes, brown hair, blonde, certain age group, certain ethnicity, like more about physicality, where women will go more for innocence or disability. It's weird. It is what it's very weird. See, like, psychopaths are not very well studied. Because people feel weird studying them. I don't. I'd love to talk to a psychopath every single day of my life, and like serial unalivers. But so women will often not go after men unless they're elderly. They'll often go after elderly women, so like vulnerable women or children. So my theory on this, if you guys want to know my theory on this, is that it actually has nothing to do with maybe a little bit of psychopathy in the women, but it actually has more to do with, unfortunately, like a psychosis, much what Miss Clancy, like PPD experienced. Yeah. it's more of like like a psychosis that they go into, and some of them never come out, and so they learn to live in society in this psychosis until they no longer can, and they just get worse and worse. But for them, I don't think it's not like a temporary thing like PPD is. It's more of like a thing that just like grows over time in that psychosis. Yeah, that's my theory on it. Minicim. I don't know what that is. Mini-chim? Mini-chim? Is that a person? Is that... Oh, wait. I might know who you're talking about. There's this one. I can never remember prefixing. There's this one lady. I think her name is Dorothy. Is her name Dorothy? Yeah. Dorothy Puente. That's her name. Dorothy Puente. That is a good one. If you guys, I can do a whole like story on her. I like Dorothy. But like this is another one of like she like pretends to be a nurse and like all of these things. Like she goes after vulnerable people. No, so this wouldn't be more, I wouldn't say that this is like a schizophrenia, because they're very, like, they're lucid. They're not, their delusion is not, it's like a psychosis, and like where they don't think the same, it's more of like the same kind of like impulse control, and it's more about control. So they have low impulse control, and it's more about being in control of the person. Not about, okay, so like let's put it this way. It's more about the control, okay, for the women. They don't get manic, no. It's more about the control for the women, having control over these vulnerable beings. For the men, it's more about the pleasure and the fantasy. Does that make sense? Like the men don't do it to hurt people. The women do. The men do it for the pleasure for themselves. It's more like self-centered, and like they get the pleasure out of it. The women do it to like specifically hurt others. So they get pleasure out of hurting others, where some men do too. So you'll have like sadists that will get their pleasure out of hurting others, but it's for them, for their own pleasure, where women want to inflict. Yeah. Like the mother's poison to have control. Exactly. Yes, because I live in fear. Him finding my ex finding me. I'm so sorry. The BTK doc is informative. Yeah. I've watched tons of documentaries. But Dorothy Puente. That's who I was thinking of. Okay. So let's get back to, I always do this. Let's get back to Kevin. It's not too much longer. So there was signs. He stated that he never went to go seek help. And his mother kind of said, like, in the conversations, like, he's a grown man. Like, what do you want me to do? Right? Like, what am I supposed to do? He's a grown man. Like, what do you want me to do to him? What do you want? What do you want from me? And that she couldn't stop him. And she also said, I can't handle you anymore. Right? So this is the day that all of this happened. Right? So this is the day she's telling him, I can't handle you anymore. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm mentally, emotionally, physically exhausted from being here with you. I'm going to send you to go stay with your sister again. So he stayed with his sister before and then came back. And so she told him that I'm sending you to go be with your sister. I can't handle you anymore. And so this pissed him off. Or like this set him off, not pissed him off, because he can't feel being angry like that.
he can have aggression, but he doesn't have anger towards somebody. I know that that's might not make a lot of sense, but it is what it is. So she said to him that he should go live with his sister again, and so how he describes it is it leapt off right then and there, meaning he just went into action trying to unalive her. So what he did is he tried to unalive her with a video game cord, but that didn't work. And this is while she was sitting on the couch watching TV. So like I've been saying, psychopaths have a lower impulse control than others due to a smaller frontal cortex in the brain. And she started screaming as he's attacking her, and he went into another room, grabbed a hammer, and started to swing it. And he did that and hit her at least 20 times. He said, "She was still alive. I dragged her into the room. I knew it was time to act, now or never," he said. So he basically just said, he finished it and he walked out of the house. And so they asked him, so it's not an act of passion. This is so not in the way that you think. So he did not do it because he was mad at her. He did not do it because he didn't want to go live with his sister. He was kind of just like done with life in general, and he wanted to get his fantasy out, and what he's wanted to do. And so he said, like, what better time than now? I'm gonna do this. And so he did it. The passion, so like that passion that you might be like hearing or feeling in this case, is that he wanted to feel excited, and he wanted to have an excited feeling. He wanted to feel something. And so that passion that he's putting into the unaliving is he's getting off on it. He's getting an enjoyment that he's never felt before in his life out of doing this. So they asked him, like, and so these detectives were, like, I think very interested in him, just like the way that they spoke to him, but also like the questions that they asked him, because I don't know why they asked him this question when he's already like confessing to them. And so like he's super excited to tell them this story, and he's super excited during the whole interview. And so they say, what is your fantasy? And he says, dress up in a nice suit, sneaking into their house, her house, disabling the boyfriend, bringing a pretty dress with me, bring something maybe big and sharp. Although he liked manual, like what he tried to do to his mom with the cord. So then it would all go down, and he said that he would just burn everything and run for the hills. Like, this is his fantasy. And so the manipulation and the control for psychopaths it's enjoyment for them. And what I mean by that is, like, they will manipulate people to get what they want, and they play with them like a mouse would play, or a cat would play with a mouse. That's how they see people. Yeah. They asked him, do you feel sorry? So this is a question that, like, is hard for people that have emotion to not understand the answers to these questions, and also not to ask them, right? Because they're so used to asking normal people these questions. So they asked him, do you feel sorry that you did this to your mom? And he said, in a way, yes, but I wouldn't take it back. I wouldn't take back what I did. It's strange, really. I did love her in a way. And so he goes on to describe how the way that he felt about her was like a fixation or an obsession with what he wanted to do with her. Do to her. So he didn't love her because it was his mom. He loved her as an object that he was one day going to unalive, and he was going to have a lot of fun and get enjoyment out of doing it. They don't feel, so like even when he says I loved her in a way, that is not the same feeling that we feel. We're talking about Kevin Davis. Oh yeah, you're on TikTok. I'm live on YouTube. If you guys want to go to YouTube, I have like the pictures of him up. So we're gonna so this is his mother, the one that he unalived, and no, she wasn't. From what I've read, she wasn't like mean to him or stick to him or anything. Remember, a lot of these people are just born this way, but also like kids are really mean, and so abuse doesn't necessarily have to come from the home. It probably came a lot from school and being bullied. Yeah, actually, Heather, that's a good point. It was probably like a buy one get one half off deal or something. I don't know. Yeah, they look just alike. The link is in my bio in my link tree. If you just hit, like, it'll say live on YouTube. You can just hit that and it should just bring you right into your YouTube app. So are these people scared to get hurt themselves? Are they scared of pain, or is pain a pleasurable thing to them? So no, ideally they wouldn't want to hurt themselves. And they wouldn't get pleasure out of that. You have a button, and I have a button. There's a button and a link. No, pain doesn't feel good to them. That's like a different, no, they get enjoyment out of giving pain to other people. The link, there's a button. So like I have it in there, and there's like a button that you can press, or if I'm on TikTok live. What? I just want to go to YouTube live and it won't let me access if I'm on TikTok live. You might have to just like not be on TikTok live and just go to the YouTube. But there is a button there. Otherwise, my YouTube name is the same, Frequency and Vibes, and over on YouTube. Yeah, I know. I'm excited to be here. I did a lot of research today. So yeah, Frequency and Vibes. I don't know, like I gotta understand, like some people's the links work, some people they don't. Like I don't know why. I have 2 links. I have my link tree. Did you go to the link tree? And then it's also like linked as like the little YouTube button as well. I don't know why it does that. Could that be why he switched tactics to choose her instead of himself? No, so why he chose that was because he decided, okay, thank you for sending me the message. So he wanted to feel pleasure, like he wanted to feel something for the first time in life. He wanted to feel pleasure. Like that's why he changed it. He didn't want to die before he felt that, because technically, like, he turned himself in. Like, his life was over after he did this. He just wanted this, like, one last hurrah to do what he wanted to do. So yeah, like, they don't want to die. Like, they're not really scared of death. What scares them about dying is that they won't ever be able to hurt anybody else again and feel the feelings that they get to feel while they do it ever again. And that's actually addressed in one of the other cases. They actually kind of ask him why. The second link works. Oh, so not the live link, but like the Frequency and Vibes YouTube link. Okay, maybe I'll take the other one out then. Try the one that just says the Frequency and Vibes YouTube. one, not the like we're live on YouTube, but the frequency and vibes, just like regular YouTube link. Yeah, let me take the other one out really fast so that when people go to click on it, where are you? Sorry guys, I have this huge ass computer in front of me and I can't freaking see anything. Here we go. Is everything here? Hold on. Let me get rid of this one. And just hit the F and V YouTube and see if that works. And it should bring you right to the YouTube app. The second one worked, the first didn't. Shut up. Oh, okay, I can't. Okay. So, this is his mother and this is him. So, he has now already unalived her, and after he did that, he essayed her body after she died, and yeah, it's disgusting. Now he's in the police station and they're asking him, because he turned himself in, and they're asking him all these questions. So before he unalived his mom, the mom told him that his sister was going to be there in a few minutes. And so ultimately, he decided not to unalive his sister. He is quoted to say, "I always loved my mother in the wrong sort of way. The wrong kind of love, I guess." Okay. So he did not intend to stop there. He says that he wanted to unalive his sister as well, but he decided against it because he had his fill of unaliving, and he thought that unaliving his sister too might be a little excessive. In his own words, that is a quote from him, that unaliving his sister too would be a little bit excessive. Not unaliving your mother and saying her, that's not excessive, but unaliving his sister too in the same day, like that was just a little excessive for him. Crazy. The sister, yes, I have a picture of the sister. Hold, please. This is his sister. So. Did you click the second link in the link tree? Everybody says that one works. I changed it, so now it just says F and V YouTube. Also, yeah, the live right now too is 18 plus, so it's like restricted. So anyways, he says, so the police at this time are saying like something, and make sure to subscribe, guys, when you come in. Something feels wrong. Like they're just like, something feels off to them, like he's lying, but like they also are like, well, he hasn't lied to us yet. Like he's literally just like given us all the facts that we wanted to know. Like, why do we feel like he's lying? But they just had an inkling. They just like knew, or they thought so. So they tried to get a hold of the sister and they couldn't get a hold of the sister. So they were like, okay, he unalived the sister. Like, he did that. He's lying. He unalived the sister. Like, no way, no shot. And they asked him, like, where is your sister? And he's like, well, she's probably sleeping because she worked late or whatever. And he said that she's okay. He didn't do anything to her. But he did leave her a note. And that note read, so he left her a note at her mother's house that read, "Don't lose your head. She may yet live, although," in parentheses, "although I doubt it. Hurry, Desiree. Sincerely, your brother." So he left this note for her, like, near the front door to falsely give her hope that there was some way that she could save her mother, that her mother was maybe possibly still alive, which was not true, of course. But he was, like, playing with her. He left the note for her and he was playing with her. It was disgusting. He says, "In my own sick sense of humor, I was trying to mess with her. Was trying to make her think that our mom could be saved." Disgusting. They finally do track down his sister, and she's alive. She's unharmed. So then they try to, like, stroke his ego, and kind of, like, you know, they're like, you've been so straightforward. You seem like a nice guy, blah, blah, blah. Like, they want more information out of him, and the best way to do that with a psychopath is stroke them, make them think that you think that they're interesting and that you want to hear about the shit that they did, because they want to tell you about the shit that they did. They want to tell you about the stuff, the disgusting, gross stuff. No, so his plan was to go to her. So the plan was to originally to unalive the mother, then go unalive the sister, and then get on the Greyhound bus. But he decided against unaliving his sister, therefore the Greyhound bus was a moot point. You found me, yay! Make sure to subscribe. So yeah, so okay, so this is what he said when they were, like, asking him more questions. He said that he is fascinated by the more artistic way. In the more artistic way of unaliving. He says the way that you slice and cut with such care and love. He talks about doing horrible, horrific things, and in the same breath talks about how it's care and love. I'm sorry, sir, but that is not what care and love is. So this just goes to show you that, like, they don't feel feelings the same way that we do. Their brain is not the same as ours. His caring and loving is unaliving somebody brutally. So, like I said before, that he left his mom a note after he unalived her, again, mentally not there, that says, "Chase me. Sorry for the mess." And he signed it with his initials, KD. Sorry for the mess. So after this happened, he started to run. So he started to run, and he said, "I cried my eyes out as I was running." So, and what experts say is that what he experienced was not care or empathy or sympathy. It is that he experienced an intense emotion that he had never experienced before. So this was like, so you have to understand, he's never experienced an emotion before. And so when he did finally experience emotion by doing what he was doing, oh, the popped collar. I thought you were talking about my collar. I was like, yeah, that was probably annoying. So experiencing what he was doing for the first time, unaliving somebody, taking a life, was exhilarating and enthralling, and he loved it, and he felt passion and joy and ecstasy. Like, he felt alive while he did that. And so that is what experts are saying that he was feeling when he was finally done. And so those were kind of like, you know, how the expression tears of joy was kind of what he, like, tears of overwhelm, tears of joy was kind of what he was experiencing. When they experience any emotion for the first time, it can be overwhelming. They don't know, so psychopaths don't know what, no, they can feel pain, and they might have a high tolerance for it, but they can definitely feel pain. They don't know what feeling alive is like, and they don't feel much. So this might have been the first time that he's ever felt alive, and he wanted to stay there, but he couldn't. So this is where he went over to the neighbor's house and he called 911. And that's kind of where we started. He says, so they kind of asked him, like, do you think that you're insane? Do you think that you're crazy? And he says, no, I'm not insane. I'm not crazy. Like, I know that it's wrong. He doesn't have, he's like, I didn't touch any moral standards. I didn't disregard my own morals and standards. A body is a body. And I took that life, and now I feel like I'm done. And he's satisfied with just unaliving his mom. That was satisfaction enough for him for the rest of his life, he says. Which is not true. But in that moment, that's how he felt. He says that he would unalive again. And he came to the police to pay for his crimes. And that there's going to be no happy ending for him. And he confessed, and he was found obviously guilty. You know, he confessed to it. He pled guilty, and he was put in jail for his whole life without the possibility of parole. So how does the brain underdevelop that frontal cortex? So, like, that's, like, one of the physical abnormalities of these people, and it just kind of, like, grows that way, from what I understand. It also can come from damage, brain damage. Yeah, so that was just one. And this wasn't even, like, a bad one in my experience. Like, to the other ones that I have, like, it was bad, but, like, there's worse ones, and even ones that I have. Yeah, he's still alive. He is still alive. Yeah, it's just like something happened. So it's like, right? So being a psychopath is a lot of factors. That is, then so like there are people that just have like underdeveloped frontal cortexes and just like have impulse control problems. This would be like a lot of people who are addicts have a not a severely underdeveloped frontal cortex, but they do have a little bit of an underdevelopment there. So their impulse to do something. So he pled guilty, and I don't believe they gave him the death sentence. Yeah, no, they did it. So they gave him a life sentence for unaliving in the second degree, not the first degree. I think they look kind of similar. They might have different dads. I don't know. Yeah, Renee. So that would be another thing. So here's the thing, though, is that like this frontal underdevelopment front of the frontal cortex is not what makes them this way. This is where this underdevelopment of the frontal cortex is like where a psychopath will act on all of their impulses and an impulse of like wanting to unalive people. So if you do have an underdevelopment of the frontal cortex, or like something like brain cancer causes damage there, that does not mean that you will be a psychopath. It just means that you'll have like less impulse control. Yeah, so there's like a lot more into this. If you guys want to go look into this case, his name is Kevin Davis, but I just wanted to kind of focus on the psychopathy of this case. And so how many more cases do I actually have? Let's see. I have a lot of them. This was just one. I spent the whole day doing it. So we'll see. I think I have like 6. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. And one of them has 2 cases in it. So we have 6 more, really. And yeah, so I'll be doing a YouTube video on this. Probably I'm just going to get it filmed tomorrow night. Thanks, Leslie. Okay, so another thing that you guys might have noticed is a rebrand. I was reached out to by, maybe I'll take my video off really quick. So this is my rebrand. I know that a lot of you don't know me, but this is the most me that you can get. I am a graphic designer. I designed this. And I just was like, you know what? Like, I need to get all of my personality in this. I need to get the crime, the graffiti, the bright colors, my skull, all of it. I need to get it all in, okay? And this is me. And so one of my followers, her name is Bridget, reached out to me, and her mother actually does sublimation on cups, and I know that I have like a lot of followers that do cups, and so I had a few of them reach out to me saying like they wanted to send me one, but Bridget messaged me first and kind of said to me, hey, like my mom's super interested in making you a cup, and if you would be interested in kind of doing it as like merch, she'd love for you to design your own design and we can work it out. And I was like, getting to design my own cup, that would be awesome. So I did a design that is very similar to this. And yeah, so she just sent me actually like the final cup done, and I'm very excited to see it. And so as far as I know, I will be getting it in the mail very soon, and I'll be able to show it to you guys, and then I'll have like all the information about it. But I just wanted to tell you because I'm super excited about it. I'm so like grateful for it. This mic is working out great. My microphone on YouTube. I know. I love my mic. I spent a lot of money on it, so I should have very good audio, hopefully. Shipping tomorrow. I'm very excited. I have to send you my address. But like they're the nicest people and very, very talented. And I literally sent her the design guys like maybe 2 hours ago, and she already has it done, and it looks so freaking good. I can't handle it. I'm like looking at the video right now. I can't. I am literally dead. Like, you guys don't understand. This is so cool. Oh my God. It's so cool to see like my design that I designed on a cup like this. And like, if you guys know me, like I'm obsessed with my cups. Yes, Jesse, I can see you. Yeah, it's super, super cool. And it's, oh my God. It looks, I'm over the moon, and I'm excited to like have one, obviously, but then also like be able to help a small business, and hopefully you guys can get that, and we can all like video chat on Discord. So on Discord, you're gonna have so many cups. I want all of the cups, and I'll use all of them simultaneously. Like, I'm a cup fiend. Okay. So the link to the Discord is in the description. The link to the Discord is also on TikTok in my bio. And we can all get our tumblers and do video chats on the Discord or in our, wherever. And we can sit and we can have like crime circle chats. And I'm very excited about it. And so I think you guys are really, really going to love it. Thanks, Jesse. You're so cool. So please remember to subscribe to YouTube. I'm going to be doing so much more on YouTube. YouTube is just like such a cool platform, I think. And I think that, I'm going to be doing a podcast style of these cases. And I'm going to try and do the cases between like 10 and 20 minutes, very short. So you guys can kind of just like get to the point of the cases, not like the lives where we're all just like talking and interacting. But yeah, I'm very excited about this, guys. And, I've been putting a lot of thought into, like what I'm going to cover, and I'm not going to be covering what everybody wants me to cover all the time. I'm going to cover what I find interesting and what I think is going to be interesting to other people. Obviously, I am going to cover when there's, like, updates and things like that. But, like, I'm not going to sit on here every time and just, like, theorize about BK. Like, I don't want to. If I'm being completely honest, like, when I first started this, I came on and I told every which way. After they had caught somebody, I told every single which way and what I thought, that how he was a psychopath and how he was a serial unaliver in the making and how he did this. And like, I talked at length about that, and I also gave my other side of it, and I'm kind of done now. Like, I gave my speculation, I gave my theories, and like, I don't know anything else. There's no other information for me to talk on for him. And so I'm a true crime lover. I am a serial unaliver lover. I'm a psychopath lover. Like, I have all of these different interests, and there's so many other cases that are so interesting that I want to cover. We have to do John Benet Ramsey. I'm getting that one together. Yeah, like the BK stuff at this point is just like, the environment on TikTok is getting toxic about it. The emotions that are running really high, like all of the speculation, all of the theories, like, I'm going to be honest, like, I just don't care anymore. Like, I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't care. Like, it's not worth it to me. Talking about him is not worth it to me. Like, I'm not trying to have problems with people. Like, I'm not trying to have drama with people. Like, I will admit that, like, I probably said things that I shouldn't have said, because what you guys have to understand is that, like, this is something that I've been doing for 10 years. I've been theorizing. I study true crime. I study serial unalivers. Like, I look at cases this way, and I realize that not everybody does that. Like, I realize that now. Not everybody does that, and not everybody is open and accepting to hearing the theories and being able to separate, being a theorist and having speculation and and the emotional part of it. And like, that's fine. I'm just not going to be like attacked over it anymore. There's shitty people everywhere. It just is what it is. And that's fine. Right? You know, there's like instances as well where like, yeah, some of these groups are becoming bullies. I agree. And, you know, no, not everybody has to agree. Absolutely. And not everybody has to respect everybody else's opinion. I actually don't go on that, right? We can agree to disagree, but if you do have a disagreement with somebody, like, reach out to them as an adult instead of just like passive aggressively talking about them or like making a video about them or shunning them. Like, ask them what happened, because a lot of the times like these things are miscommunications and not actually, you know, if somebody's never been rude or somebody's never acted a certain way, it's probably safe to say that what you're thinking about that person and maybe what happened maybe might not be the case in the situation. Catley, her name is not Dixie. Dixie is Death Duel's daughter's name. But she did. That's so funny. She made a video about me harassing. Oh my god. Yeah, like, just ask them if something, like, or if, like, you don't like how they're acting, say, like, hey, that was not okay. I'm just kind of, like, done. I'm done with caring about other people, about what other people have to say about me. I got a little bit, like, swept up into it too far. Drop my thing. I got a little swept up in it too far, caring about what other people have to say about me, because, or like thinking that I cared about what they had to say about me. And in the end, I was just like, I actually don't care if you like me or you don't like me. Like, I actually don't, because I just don't, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't know. It's like, if you want it, I know who I am. And like, I know when I'm being rude or whatever. Yeah, Rebecca, like, it's like, everybody needs to just like grow up a little bit and have conversations as adults. That's how I feel about it. If you have a problem with somebody, a lot of the times it's miscommunication. So yeah. There was an instance where I was on a live, I was up on the panel, and I was muted because I was getting my child to sleep. And the person that was up there, I didn't happen to agree with their stance, but like, I also had, thank you for the roses, I actually had like nothing to say to them, and was intentionally like, I'm gonna mute myself and I'm gonna walk away and I'm gonna get my son ready for bed because I don't agree with his stance, and if I do speak, I might say something or be rude to him. So I'm gonna just remove myself from the situation as an adult and not say anything. Okay, so I put my phone down. I had my earpiece in, but like, my son was talking to me and we were getting ready for bed and I wasn't listening really, and he said something addressing me, I guess, and I'm like in the middle of changing a diaper, not realizing that he's talking to me, and then I went to like talk, and then my son started to like roll over and like not he had gone number 2, and he started to like do something that like I had him on the bed and I was changing him. And so I had to unmute or mute myself again. I was like, whatever, like, I didn't even hear what he was saying. I just heard my name. So I was like, whatever, because then he just kept on talking. So I was like, okay. So then I'm like getting my son ready. I'm like pouring him juice or whatever. And I'm like, I'm not listening, because I didn't realize that the person was addressing me. So then when I finally came back and they were saying my name again, and I came back and I was just like, I don't have anything to say, because I knew if I said something, then I was going to be rude. But I didn't realize, like, I still to right now have no fucking clue what he said to me. And I think, as far as I've been told, that he was trying to say something like apologizing to me, but I didn't know what he was like apologizing to me for because we didn't even have a conversation. But I didn't even know that's what he was doing. I thought he was like asking me my opinion on something or like to have a discussion about something. And so I removed myself and said I didn't have anything left to say. Was it my fault for not paying attention? Absolutely. Absolutely. I should have been paying attention. I apologize if I was rude to somebody or they thought I was being rude to them. Truly, I was just taking care of my child and trying to do something for myself and also be on alive as a mom. And now the people in question like just don't want to have anything to do with me, and then will like have passively aggressively like gotten up on their lives to talk about me. Which like they never reached out to me to say like, hey, like what was going on that night? Did something happen? Like you seemed kind of rude to him. We wanted to see, like, I've been up on your lives before and I've never one time been rude to somebody. So maybe instead of just saying that I'm being rude and then shunning me and passive aggressively talking about me, why don't you just ask me like an adult about it, or confront me like an adult and say something to me like an adult? Like, it's just crazy to me. And like, I'm not a bully. Not everybody has to agree, and not everybody has like, I've never been rude before. So just to assume that I was being rude shouldn't, if I was rude once, twice, 3 times, then they were like, okay, like we don't want a rude person up here. Okay, fine. Never has happened before. And so to assume the worst of me right away when I've never been bad to you ever, it's shitty. I really liked them, but it is what it is. And J-Chan or Can. Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly, guys, like, I'm never here to make anybody feel bad. And if I had, I'm very sorry for that. I did not mean it. I truly was trying to get my kid to sleep and I was just not paying attention. And I wish I would have been asked about it instead of just like assumptions being made. And then, yeah. So, yeah, I am passionate. And you know what? Maybe that's my fault for not portraying it in the way that I should. Or maybe but to just like go up on a live and say that I was rude because I got my feelings hurt. Like, got my feelings hurt about what? Like, I have like, I am some random ass person talking about a case that has nothing to fucking do with me. Like, why would my feelings get hurt? Like, I don't care that much. Like, I don't care that much to like get upset and like be rude to somebody on a live. Like, I just truly wasn't paying attention because I was taking care of my kid. But like, whatever. They'll never know that because they didn't care to ask me. So, yeah, exactly. Like, babies come first, no matter how old they are. Like, they come first. And that's what I did. Like, my babies came first and like, that was it, Like, that's what song says. People feel empowered to hide behind a computer screen when faced with adversity. Exactly. Like, I'm ready to like have a conversation with people, because I'll always apologize for my part in something. Like, if I made that person specifically feel bad, like, I will, and somebody said to me like, you made them feel bad, I would go out of my way to make sure I got in touch with them to apologize to them, because it's never my intent. And if I ever make any of you feel upset, I would hope that you would tell me like, hey, like, I don't know if you meant it this way, but it really hurt my feelings, and we can definitely have a conversation. I will absolutely apologize for anything that I've made anybody feel, because I never want it to be that way. And like, I make mistakes too. Like, people make mistakes. I am with P. Yeah, it wasn't her. I got tired of putting my 2 cents and being ignored was getting on my nerves. I'm about ready to unfriend a lot of them as well, saying they are not here for likes or clout. Seriously. Yeah. Yeah, like, Jesse, I feel you. I feel you. It's called communication. It's something that adults do. Yeah, like, it is what it is. And yeah, like, that's all I have to say about it. But like, I'm not gonna be over there anymore. I'm literally just, I'm done. They just talk with each other and don't respond to the chat. Yeah. It's not the way. So here's the thing is, like, that's fine if they don't want to be associated with me, because I, at this point, am like, with the exception of P, I don't want to be associated with that. Like, I don't want to be associated with, like, I respect all of my commenters. I respect all of the people that are in my chat, all of my followers. I want to know every single one of you, and I take time. Bye, Texas gal. Thank you for coming. Come back. And if you guys have been here before, or maybe you're new here, I try as hardest as I can to always read my chat, to always acknowledge my followers, because I don't care about, like, the follows or the likes or the, like, I truly don't. Like, I care about my community, and I'd rather have some really good followers than, like, a lot of them. Yeah, there is a lot of people in, like, that don't engage. And to me, I'm like, why go live then? Like, that's what's wild to me. It's like, why go live if you're not going to live interact with the people that you have on your live feed? Like, yeah, it's kind of like contradictory, but like, whatever. I don't need it. I don't need the clout. I don't need the followers. Like, I don't need those things. It's a good thing we're all in the living the internet will more than likely never meet once I'm off. I forget about most of you. LOL, respectfully, but I enjoy it while I'm here. Literally, you don't even have to say respectfully. I'm the same way. Like, I love all of you so much, but like, and I come here and I'm engaged and I want to be, why do some people on live have those huge microphones? Like this one is connected. I'm on YouTube live and it's on YouTube. And it's for sound quality. 'Cause it sounds way better. So, that's why. Quality over quantity. Yep. Oh, good night, Emily. Dropping my phone. Oh my god, I do that constantly. I'll be like falling asleep and I'll like almost drop it and I'm like, oh, I gotta wake up. ASMR. Yeah, so like the sound quality is just way better. So it's not for TikTok though. You guys get my Apple EarPod. You're a gem. It's their loss. Thank you, Heather. Too big, too fast. One of their, it's only they all sound like they're just having a Zoom meeting. That's okay, Leslie. Julia, it was some sound back. That's so funny. Yeah. So I care about you guys. I also don't give a flying fuck about other people. And I send lives to people accidentally when I fight to stay awake. That's actually really funny. Yeah, so tomorrow night we'll do another one of these. So you guys, I love serial unalivers. I love psychopaths. I love this stuff. So you're going to be seeing a lot of this from me. I'm also working on JonBenet Ramsey, so I'm going to do JonBenet Ramsey at some point. I'll do a video about all of these as well. So if you guys miss a live, like if you missed tonight's or you missed tomorrow's or whatever, they'll be up on my YouTube. So at least go to my YouTube and follow my YouTube or subscribe to my YouTube so that you can get annoyed. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. here, so we're gonna go. I'll be here with it with a new tattoo. Another thing is people giving out their location, especially women. That's very dangerous. It is very dangerous. Don't give out your location. Yeah. Any last minute questions? And this live will be up on YouTube at some point. I don't know. It just like uploads by itself, I think. I don't really know. Ooh, hand hearts. Thank you. I caught it. I caught it. Yeah. I'm working on lighting. I just gave her my address to send my cup, and I'm so excited. Leslie, I'm going to send you the video of the cup right now. What were we talking about? Cups. Yeaster. Shut the fuck up. With the yeaster. When you want us to look for cases, did you want a brief summary, like full all of the info? Yeah, so when you guys are looking for cases for me, if you would get all of the information and like put it in like a Word document or like an email and email it to me, that would be fantastic. And so like I said that we were gonna do, no, I don't know anything. I'm not following Idaho at the moment. I got pissed off and like don't give a shit about it anymore because everyone's so annoying. But what drama are you talking about? Solemn Easter draws. Yeah, so when I get the cup, so she says she's gonna ship it tomorrow, so when I get it, you guys will see it. But yeah, so here's what I said I was gonna do is if you guys have cases that you want to follow and you want to write something up, I will we will bring it to YouTube and together, and I have a link I can send you and you can come on and do the case with me, or I can do it myself for you and give you the credit for like all of the research and all of that. But yeah, so if any one of my followers wants to do that, get all the information together, send it to me in an email. It's frequencyandvibes@gmail.com, and it's in my bio as well, and we can do a live together. It'll be really cool. So make sure to go follow me over on YouTube as well. Yeah, just filmed the other day about Ethan and the... Oh yeah, that's when most of the drama started the other day when I was talking about that. We see you. Newbie here. I just love to listen and ask stupid questions. That's okay. Like Riley and Garnet. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to go to bed. I'll sit here all night if I don't. And that's where he resides. Interesting. You know what who I need to find though? If any of you on here are people that make sweatshirts, specifically crew necks. It could be a hoodie, but like if anybody makes sweatshirts, I have somebody who's doing cups, but if anybody makes sweatshirts, like sublimation sweatshirts, we'd love to do merch sweatshirts. Like white with this fucking shit on it. Guys, come on. A white crew neck with this graffiti shit all over it. Come on. Yes, timeline style would be great, start to finish. Yeah, those two are two I'm working on unfollowing. Like Riley and Garnet. Who is Garnet? And Riley. Did I miss something? Custom straws. Heather, you better find her and send her to me. I need more info for the cups. Yeah, so I'm texting her right now. Oh, Riley Lively. Oh. I'm already gonna place an order. I just asked her. She was like, I just asked her for the information. As soon as I do get the information though, Okay. Okay. I'm talking to her now, Leslie. I'll text you. Yeah, as soon as I have the information for the cups, I will let you guys know. I'll probably make a video on it, and I'll make a video for sure. And then I'll show you guys on lives and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So I do have a video of it, but the lighting in the video isn't fantastic. Okay. So Bridget says that she's making a Google form tonight. And she's going to her parents tomorrow. So she said she'll have her attach a PayPal link. So everything is in one place. Yes. I will have the link in my link tree. As soon as I get the link to the form, I'll have it in my link tree. She's sending out the cup tomorrow to me so that I can have you guys see it. It's so cool. Let me see if I can, hold on. I might be able to put up, I know what I can do. Hold please. Hold please. I'm gonna put it up here. Did you see it, Leslie? Is that what you're shut up? Oh my god, shut upping it. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can put it up here. On YouTube. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Okay, guys, I should be able to put it up here. Ooh, hold on. Let me... hold on. Nope. Keep moving myself. That's not what I want. Here we go. Hold on, I'll make it smaller so you can see it better. This is what she sent me. It'll replay, I think. Hopefully. I just looped it. How freaking cool is it? Oh my god, I bet you too, like when it's in like the bright light, it looks so freaking cool. I'm obsessed. It's so cool, guys. It's literally so cool. I'm dead. Yes! PM me on my Instagram. It's in my bio. Please, please, please PM me on Instagram because this logo, my like branding on a white t-shirt. Oh my god. No, I never finished looking into them. And I bet you that these colors are even like way more vibrant as well. I'm super excited. Is it neon lights for the paint? What do you mean, Jesse? It's so cool, right? The light, obviously it was late when she did this, so the lighting. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it in person. And it's gonna be so cool. Will it glow in the dark? No, it will not glow in the dark. I did. I changed my TikTok pictures for a rebrand. I'm very excited about this, guys. And it's gonna be so cool. I'm very excited. So, it should be here very soon. After she ships it. Because I don't think that they live too far. And I'm just super excited. So. Actually, I should take the sticky stuff off of this. Or the, like, protective shit off of it. Ugh. It always does this. It, like, goes out of focus on me. Sure, I'll make you guys a brand. That's, like, what I do. So, loving this for you. Loving this for me, too. But, yeah. I designed it. I'm a graphic designer. That's what I do. So, or one of the things I do. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm so excited. Yeah, it does. It fits me. I'm not in my normal, like, skulls and shit, but, like, yeah. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. I love all of you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. We're gonna do mental health live tomorrow because Sawyer, my littlest one, if you guys were on that line. Why did you rename your TikTok name for? If you guys were on the live when I had my littlest one the other day and everybody was sending him thumbs up, he's been asking me for the thumbs up. So he wants to come on live tomorrow and we'll talk and do thumbs up. So yeah, he wants to do that. So I love all of you. Have a great night. Follow me on YouTube, and have a great rest of your night. All right, we're off of TikTok in remembrance of the 4. Good night, Kay. Good night. I will message you back later. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. I love all of you so much, and I'm so happy that you guys came to join tonight, and we'll do another psychopath tomorrow. Love all of you.